tonight is the renewal of a rivalry. Houston leads over Mexico City 5-4 in the 9 games played. Houston is 500 when they travel south to Mexico. They're looking to right the ship at 0-2 and are staring 0-3 right in the face. For Mexico City, they look to continue to their good 3-0 mark. It's a U.S.-Mexico showdown on the gridiron right now. And you're looking live at Estadio Azteca from Mexico City, Mexico.
Buenos tardes, buenos noches.
As the Houston Hyenas pay a visit to the Aztecs. Welcome into the broadcast booth, everyone. I'm Colin Northup, your play-by-play, and Rick Northup will be on color.
Good evening, everybody. And for your spelling lesson, it is S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y. Night.
And we also have Shane Varner manning the stats for us in the truck. As you see the lineup scroll across the screen, Mexico City with that veteran core they have look to take advantage of a Houston team that is yet to find their footing. This is in particularly running back Warren Murray. Here's the toss to the coin. And Houston has won the toss. No, Mexico's won the toss, and they choose to kick it away. Just a reminder, this is rivalry night here on Twitch. Saturday night, no matinee edition here. And we have Cole Varner set to tee this one off. And boot it. We're underway. And the return from the 2-yard line. Hyena man on the return. He got a good opening and tackle made by Jeffrey Daggs, the backup free safety on special teams.
Nice play. It's going to be interesting, Colin, to see how these two teams match up. Houston's had difficulty scoring points, and Mexico City, as you mentioned, 3-0.
2-0.
2-0.
Looking to become 3-0. We'll get to the rest of the lineups in a minute. As Contez Johnson, the offensive rookie of the year, is under center. He's got Warren Murray in the backfield. And here's the first play handoff to Murray, and he gains 2 yards.
Accidentally revealed my pick. Whoops.
All right, the tackle made on the outside there by Nick Daggs. Second down and 8 from the 28-yard line. 2 receivers to the bottom side of the field this time. Mexico City in the nickel defense. Here's Warren Murray, the single. And back to throw. Johnson deep down the field, knocked away.
Man, he was going through his progressions, and then he may have been trying to look somebody off, and he swings around to his left and almost throws a pick, Colin.
So his first pass attempt goes awry. He's yet to throw a touchdown pass. Has Johnson in the regular season. As we get a look at Jeffrey Daggs. Here on this 3rd and 8 from the shotgun, it goes Houston. Back to throw as Johnson has a clean pocket, steps up, now has to dump this off to Murray, and Murray
one man to beat.
Will beat the one man down the sideline, but he'll step out of bounds for the first down.
And he'll step out of bounds for the first down.
That is the first completion. And it's good for a first down as we're looking at a 1st and 10 from 37. And Johnson will get off to Murray on a stretch play. Oh, but he's blown up, sir, by the delivery man, Jack Brown.
Wow. I'd like to see that again. He came out of nowhere. I didn't know if he slid off his block or just got lost in the wash, but He puts a lick and a half on him.
4 wide receivers, 2nd and 10. For Houston, Johnson changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Here's to get to Warren Murray, and Murray will slice his way forward for 6 yards. He is now 4 yards. He is 2 carries for 6 yards. Shane Varner on stats.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shane. We appreciate it.
We got a 3rd and 6. Houston converted one just moments ago. They'll operate out of the I formation. Leroy Brown with DR Sim in the slot as Johnson's back to throw. Goes deep down the field on a post. It's intercepted. This is Jeffrey Daggs, the free safety. And Daggs returns it all the way up to the Houston 46-yard line.
Well, obviously not what Houston wants. Even if they stall out, they would prefer to punt, but it works out as a short punt and a decent return. And Mexico City's in business with their best field position of the night.
That set that Houston defense for you. The defensive tackle is Chad Tackle, number 98. The outside linebackers are B.J. Loveless, number 50, and Rodney Penene, number 52. As Matt Wilson drops back, the throw goes deep on the first play, and as it knocked up in the air and incomplete.
That ends up being
pass intended for Mike Daggs.
Sorry, Colin. That ends up being a dangerous toss as it's not corralled and it whiffs itself in the air, landing harmlessly though. Bring up 2nd 10.
Everett Garrison on the coverage, the 15th overall pick out there at cornerback. Eddie Two Scoops Gage and Tristan Hatley are the safeties. As Wilson operates with Ray Bentley next to him in the gun, will fire this one out, complete to Richard Montague, who's shoved out of bounds by the new signee this week, cornerback number 24, Mena Kanaka. 6'3", 210.
Well, already looking smart with that signing, aren't they?
This is the 3rd and 5. Wilson under center. Will throw once again. It's been all passes so far. Wilson going deep down the middle of the field. It's intercepted. It's Eddie Gage, and he returns it to the 20-yard line. Tackle made by Montague.
Cousin Eddie Gage, Johnny on the spot there, making the play.
The wily veteran, his 10th year in the league, 3rd year in Houston, comes up with a big-time takeaway for his team. Now let's see if the offense can do something productive with it.
So no harm, no foul. Just backs Houston up. See if they can move the sticks some more as they had in their first possession, Colin.
As Johnson is in the gun, he's back to throw, has a clean pocket, dumps this off to the Hall of Famer DR Sim for a pickup of 6 on first down, 2nd and 4 as he drags it those.
Yup. Nicely done. It's nothing fancy. If you're Houston, you want to get something going in this game. I would contend that a focus on simply moving the sticks is a good place to start.
Warren Murray is to split back in the backfield. I give it to him on a trap, and up the middle he goes, fighting his way through traffic, and he'll pick up a first down to the 31-yard line. Solid running of 5 yards by Murray.
Hey, and Houston isn't that far away from Mexico City. It's doable in your car, or there's a lot of great airline connections down here, and there's a decent amount of faithful here in Ciudad de Mexico.
Trips to the bottom of the screen. We get to hear from Leroy Brown, the offseason acquisition, as the throw goes once again over the middle. That is the reserve receiver and kick returner, number 84, Josh Fedd.
Darn near broke the plane on the line to gain, but they're going to mark him short, 2nd and inches, Colin.
Call it 9.5, close to 10.
Did you say Niner? Did you call that on a walkie-talkie?
There's a look at Jack Brown. As Murray up the middle on a run straight up the gut.
Similar to the
Makes
trap
for a
play.
first down. Tackle made by Jeffrey Daggs.
Yeah.
The others on this defense besides Jeffrey and Nick Daggs are Han Teumi, Fran Igawa are the corners, number 32 and 38 respectively. And Pablo Zamora is the strong safety, number 29. They hand off once again to Murray, and Murray this time picks up 5 yards.
Well, they found something up the middle there, Colin. 3 straight attacks right over the center. And they're making progress, as our Canadian friends would say.
4 wide receivers. Mexico City in a nickel look again. Perhaps going to run the ball. Nope, they'll throw this time. Johnson deep down the middle of the field. It's intercepted. Pablo Zamora. Johnson's second interception. And Zamora just running straight down the middle of the field. Pass intended for bad Leroy Brown, and that was just plain bad.
Wow. So what was that bowl game that Cal played?
Cal TCU, they threw like 10 interceptions.
You're right. What was the name of the bowl
The
game?
Cheez-It Bowl?
Yeah, the Cheez-It Bowl. We got an early Cheez-It Bowl sighting here. Crikey, we've got 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, and we've got 3 picks.
Wilson split backs in the shotgun, will throw, pumps it over the middle, it's complete for about a close to 10-yard gain to the miracle man, Richard Montague, number 86.
For those in the know, that Crikey blast was for our friends in the UK.
Mike Daggs is the tight end, number 83. The receivers are Cale Barrett, and you just saw Montague there. Ray Bentley is yet to get a carry, but he is
He's
a
threatening it
vocal
right
void
here.
in his offense, and he will get his first carry right here, and he easily picks up the first down.
Yep. Everybody knew that was coming. When you go old school with everybody tight, 2 simple wideouts and a single setback. They haven't run yet. Up until that point.
Rude Dogs 22, cold beer and SFL on the Saturday night equals thumbs up.
All right.
I couldn't agree more.
Amen to that. We're doing all the fun stuff except for the cold beer, but
As the throw over the middle is complete for the first down, and Wilson has thrown for 28 yards in the early going. Johnson with 26, but he's thrown those 2 interceptions.
the most interesting man in the league's got a bucket of Dos Equis being iced down for us after the game.
We're watching the SFL on Twitch.
Who is the most interesting man in the league? We'll take your suggestion on the chat.
Vancouver Legion says, who's handing out beer? I'm down. As Wilson drops back to throw, throws a quick strike over to Cale Barrett, and Barrett being active early and often.
Andy, you're always welcome here. If you hadn't have moved yourself out to the East Coast, we'd be hanging out right now.
It was 2nd and 1. There's a look at Barrett. It's a very veteran squad on offense, is Mexico. They've all been together for quite a while. As Bentley will get his second carry, and Ray will pick up the first down, muscling his way through. B.J. Lovelace, the linebacker, and Chad Tackle combining on the stop.
Yep, and that's one of the ways Mexico City will slowly kill you, Colin. We can throw the ball downfield. We can throw mid-range. We can have Ray Bentley running up the gut for a short pickup for first down.
A press coverage look from Houston defensively as Wilson throws, pumps over the middle, completes it. Who I believe that's Daggs, and that'll be a 1st and goal.
Love that double pump. Everybody takes a short hesitation step. Where's that thing going? Oops. Creates a little bit of separation and delivers a strike down the middle.
1st and goal from the 6, first red zone opportunity for either team this game. Split shotgun look. Andreas Tovar, the fullback, in this time. 1 receiver either side. And Wilson will have to run out of there and throws it out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Cale Baird, the closest receiver in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm not going all fanboy on Mexico City, but I mean that's one of the reasons they're as good as they are, have been and are so far this season. That play was getting blown up, and Wilson calmly scoots over to his left, and just throws it out the back of the end zone.
That's why Wilson's in the Hall of Fame. He makes heady plays like that. Or even the most ordinary plays are extraordinary. As he's back to throw again, goes to the end zone, and is intercepted by Everett Garrison.
I am so sorry, Matt Wilson. I apparently put the whammy on you there.
He's looking for his buddy Dags, but Garrison just played it perfectly.
So that's 4 picks for those of you keeping score at home in the Mexico City Cheez-It Bowl. Part 2. Or dos.
Split back formation for Houston. And Johnson back to throw. He puts it up in the air. Oh, jeez, that was almost another pick as Jack Brown knocked it up in the air, and Leroy Brown just couldn't hang on to it.
Aichi hua hua. Dodged a bullet there. Well, if Houston can't make at least some progress, even if the drive stalls out, they're in the process of losing the field position game. Somebody noted that earlier in the chat. Thank you very much.
Johnson takes a medium drop back, throws to the sideline. This time it's complete to Sim. 2 yards short of first down at the 28.
Sim City, good for 8.
Hall of Fame wide receiver, all-time leader among user players at the wide receiver position in every category, statistically speaking. We got an I formation. It's a 3rd and 2 setup for Houston. And Johnson will give it off to Murray, and Murray picks up the first down at the 36. He picked up about 10 on 3rd and 2. That is now 7 carries for 21 yards for number 21. His best run of the day. He's able to break through a couple tackles. Takes 2 guys to bring him down.
Yeah, you know, hey, Colin, there's a question in the chat. When you have Bentley, why aren't you running more? And we can kind of talk about that. But it goes into my theory of when you're too much for another team or when you're overmatched as the underdog.
As Johnson will swing this out to Murray. Murray with a nice catch and manages to pick up another few yards. His 2nd catch of the day.
So we've talked about in previous broadcasts where if you're behind or in having a bad day or you're outgunned, a focus on simply moving the sticks can really pay dividends. Now, when you know you are the bigger and better team, you start calling your game for the long haul. Because you know you're going to get a lot of possessions, and the odds are you're going to still outscore the other team. So they may be saving Bentley for a little surprise later. As Johnson will swing this out to Murray, and Murray will get stopped in the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle made by Jack Brown. You know, that guy is a bit of a character. He's the 1-bar face mask out there. And yeah.
He has a little crazy look in his eyes. We saw it down on the field. Must be from too much hair gel.
Maybe. So do you start wearing the 1-bar face mask because you're crazy already, or you got crazy because you only have 1 bar in your face mask and you're just getting... As
3rd and 8, Johnson will have to eat the ball. Sack time.
And they were trying to knock that loaf of bread out of his hands as they were knocking him down. Lucky to not fumble there, Colin.
Mariko Zita,
there, right there, yeah.
The defensive tackle, came bursting through and said, "Sit down, young man."
You ain't going nowhere.
And the punting chores will be handled by Brian Adams. As Thomas Patterdini goes, that would be roughing the passer in the NFL. Yep, Clay Matthews knows all too well about that rule as Dags returns it up to the 36-yard line with 28 seconds left.
So you mentioned Matt Wilson's in the Hall of Fame. I got a question. Is that where he lives? Like now, does he have to, when he plays, does he have to come from out of the Hall of Fame to play a game? I don't know. How does that work? It's like the Heisman House.
I don't know. As Wilson operates out from under center. Gives to Bentley on an ISO, and there goes Ray Bentley breaking tackles and busting people up over the 50. We'll mark him down there.
People in the know shun the Rolls Royce. They buy the Bentley. What you got on the stats there?
As Bentley just dragging the poor rookie Everett Garrison along for the ride. And then it took 2 whole people to bring him down.
Everett Garrison Keeler. Thanks again, Sham Varner, for manning the stats helm for tonight's rivalry game.
And that's the end of the first quarter. The score is 0-0, but it's still entertaining. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, between the Houston Hyenas and Mexico City Aztecs.
If you could score based on picks, it'd be tied.
This is rivalry night on Twitch, and back on the field, start of the second quarter of play. Matt Wilson has a 1st and 10 from his 5th. Quick drop over the middle to Richard Montague, and Montague will pick up 9 yards on that quick slant over the middle.
And Houston just can't get their coverage act together to defend that quick hitter, and they make it look too easy. Mexico City does.
And then Dag83 says, Rick with the joke says, Wilson goes deep and he throws it back. He threw an interception. The second one of the day for Wilson, and this one belongs to Garrison as well.
Houston takes the lead on picks.
He's looking for Dags, and that one was a little behind Mike. Had that been more out in front of him, he would have scored. Now let's hope, for Houston's sake, that Kentez doesn't throw up the other way. As Johnson will get sack time. Brought down on the play by number 91, Moses Avila.
Houston goes 4 wide, and Mexico City D-line says, we don't care, we're coming.
As T. Paternity goes, don't they know the government is shut down? No air traffic control, there's just a no-fly zone. 2nd and 17. Johnson throws the deep, outcut his best-looking pass of the day, picks up 16 to Sim. That's Jeffrey Dagg's 4th tackle.
Wow, that negates the advantage on the sack for Mexico City and brings up 3rd and short.
Yes, thank you, Lloyd Graham, with the 200 bits. I wouldn't be surprised if they went to Warren Murray here.
Okay.
Johnson threw 51 times last week. You got to think DeMond Simeon and the rest of the Houston coaching staff don't want another game like that again. As to give us to Murray, he muscles his way barely past the first down marker, and that'll be good for 2 yards.
Colin's giving me the hand signals to be quiet about the power eye. One of my favorite formations. Sorry.
Johnson will operate under center and give to Murray, and he lost a yard.
Houston trying to get something going after they convert a 1st down following a sack on a great play by Mexico City. Now they're at 2nd and 11 again.
Johnson with 4 wide. This time he goes a shorter pass, and that is the first completion to Leroy Brown. He was targeted 4 times previously, but that is his first catch, good for 4 yards. The second-year man came over from the Pharaohs in the offseason to replace the departing Badir Ajalani. Four wide for Houston. As Johnson goes to Sim, who turns the corner and gets the first down with ease to the 43. You know, we haven't seen Yassine Clifton on the field all that much. He's the tight end, number 82. He's 6'7", 265. And personnel dictated by the Mexico team has resulted in not seeing Clifton as much as we normally would, Rick.
Right, yeah, and that's interesting, too, because let me translate 6'7", what'd you say, 265? That translates into he's a load. As we got a quick pass on the out.
As a correction, Mexico City was 1-1. They lost to Chicago 34 to 27.
Oh my goodness,
last
yeah.
week.
Yeah. My apologies. With apologies to Chicago, Windy City, city of big shoulders, player with railroads, hog butcher for the world.
As there's Clifton on the field, he'll be the run blocker for Murray as he muscles his way, setting up a third down and 3.
Pretty sure all those accolades make up for that, so we're going to call it good. So we got 3rd and 3 at midfield.
Out of the I formation, Allen close, Murray deep. Here's to get to Murray on the power play, swinging wide, and Warren Murray scoots all the way down to the Mexico 40. He picked up about 10 yards on 3rd and 2.
And in pioneering fashion, gets to a part of the field that Houston hasn't been to yet during the game. I'm excited, Colin. Red zone's only 20 yards away.
As Houston operates with a 1st and 10, they have a bunch. And Yassine Clifton is split out wide to the bottom. Johnson will look toward the bunch instead, and Leroy Brown gets knocked senseless for his troubles by Jack Brown.
Nice hit and timing by Jack Brown to break that up, Colin.
So there's a look at it. Brown was just on a simple slant pass, and that just bounced off his hands, it looked like. Yep, it did.
I need to see the end zone picture on that. Can't tell if that was maybe too far out in front of him. Not sure.
So we have a 2nd and 10 for the Hyenas. Medium drop back. Here's the swing out to Murray, and Murray doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he'll lose a yard.
Want to welcome in all the viewers tonight on rivalry night here, SFL on Twitch.
And Johnson up to 72 yards passing with that last attempt. As we get a 3rd and 11. Hyenas had trouble converting 3rd down their last couple of times, and that won't get it done. Josh Fedd catches that one out of bounds. It'll be 4th and 8.
I want to remind everybody not to forget about ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the SFL, presented by APM Music, the fan-driven scoring app.
And Bit Central presents Fuel, a new partner revolutionizing the value of media. Visit bitcentral.com as Adams will be on the field to punt this one away. Adams gets away a good punt. Dags camps under this one at about 10 and moves forward to the 15.
Probably should have fair caught that one, but he secures it, and they'll take over at that spot. Well, we're scoreless here, Colin, and we've been treated to a bevy of interceptions.
Bevy indeed. Wilson 5 for 10 for 40 yards, but he has those 3 picks. Ray Bentley so far 3 carries for 19 yards. This is carry number 4 for Ray, and Ray gets racked up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Chad tackle. He took up all the room at 6'5", 320.
Chat noting that very rarely does he execute a fair catch, if at all, during the season, and that is true.
As second and 10 for Mexico. Wilson drops back. Over the middle he goes. Completes it to Mike Daggs for a pickup of about 6 yards, setting up a 3rd and 4 at their own 20.
Not sure what the thought is there with that short route, but Houston has that well defended. And it leaves them in 3rd and a little longer than Mexico City would like to be in at this point, especially this point on the field.
We got 3rd and 4. Wilson out of the gun will throw over the middle, knocked up in the air and incomplete. Knocked up by number 53, Damian Hutchinson.
Bunting deep from their own end.
Oh boy. And we've seen a lot of these kickers. This one from Mexico is number 18, Alex Lopez. He's standing at about his own 5. As he kicks this one away. Turned by Josh Garrison. A couple nice spin moves up to the 50.
The double spin cycle. I'm giving him a helmet sticker.
Sets him up in good position.
Well, Houston finds themselves at midfield again, Colin. They crossed midfield for the first time on the last possession. Here, they get to start at midfield from the I formation.
And Murray will get the handoff on a dive, and he gets 5 yards. That's 43 yards and 12 carries for Murray in the early going. As DR Sim 80 goes, run the ball. We're not doing anything if we don't run the ball.
Or he says. I know people go. But I'm getting the sinister fish partner here in the booth.
As Murray takes it wide and carries a couple of defenders close to the marker.
That's a heck of an effort there.
Setting up 3rd and about a chest hair.
Oh, man. Sure looked like they could have given him the mark there. See, the ball's spotted on the line to gain.
Mike Allen is the fullback as they get to Murray once again, and Allen clears the way.
The road grader.
The first down at the 38.
And that's got to give the Houston O-line a little confidence because they know, Mexico City knows, that they're going to run the ball right there. And they can't stop it.
And A.J. Picksays says, heck, let Murray throw the ball. As we get an offside speedway for Johnson, he throws, and it's knocked down by Jack Brown. Pass intended for number 85, Randy Gathers.
Yeah, now Randy Gathers, by the way, he starts cutting across. Both he and his quarterback should have known. He should have just broken that deep and trying to run under it. Instead, his failure to do so almost results in a pick, but free play. They would have retained possession. But you know what I'm talking about, Colin, right? Free play. You go deep.
Well, we got Me Undies Laundry on the field, and that is one of our new sponsors this year.
Thank you, Me Undies.
So we get a 1st and 5 following the penalty. And here's Johnson, gives off to Murray and will pick up 2 yards, making it 2nd and 3. MeUndies are the world's most comfortable underwear. Use the promo link in the scroll below, and a portion of your purchase supports the SFL broadcasters. Give the gift of comfort with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Free shipping and returns. Signature soft and stretchy MeUndies. We have a 2nd and 3 for Houston. And here's the give once again to Murray going the other way, and he picks up only a yard.
Was it just me, or did Murray have a cutback lane to his left there, Colin? I think the Houston fans saw that too as they groan a little bit.
As DR Sim goes, I'm buying my wife a pair for Valentine's Day. As we're set up a 3rd and 2.
TMI.
The playbook's open, and Murray pushes forward to the first down.
Wills himself over the line, Colin.
And we've reached a quick 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFL on by APM Music on Twitch.tv.
That quip is the real deal there, too. By the way. You got any more to say about that?
I will after this play. It's Johnson. Will throw this time. Over the middle, incomplete, looking for Sim. Quip designed delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with timed vibrations. Brush head refills for $5, refilled every 3 months. You're covered for life with free shipping for life. Try for 30 days and support the SFL with the promo code in the scroll below. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL broadcasters. Quip. A more wholesome clean as Johnson throws. Josh Brady turns the corner for the first down, out of bounds to the 15.
Worried he was going to run parallel to the line again instead of crossing it there for a nanosecond.
Well, if you just joined us, I'm Colin Northup. He's Rick Northup on color. I'm play-by-play. Shan Varner's on stats. And this has been a fun defensive struggle, to say the very least.
A lot of great secondary play as we're sitting on how many picks? I've lost track. I think we're at 5 in the first half.
As the throw out to Allen, who makes a spinning catch, and he picks up 3 yards. Impressive athleticism by the fullback. As welcome in Tulsa quarterback Ashley Jackson into the chat. Always good to see her.
Oh, man. Absolutely, and super fun to watch.
Shotgun formation, 2nd and 7. As Johnson swings it out to Murray, and Murray gets blown up by Jack Brown at the line of scrimmage.
My. That looked like it was going to be a great play, showing some promise, and then great hustle by the Aztecs to close it down. Yeah, for those of you who haven't caught rookie Ashley Jackson, check out her games.
As we looking at a 3rd and 7 from 12. And Johnson swings this to Sim. He got the first down. And the clock continues to run. No, check that. That's not Sim. That is number 81, Barry Bergens. Clock running now. Under a minute to go. Houston has to hurry things up. And they do. Murray will have to
timeout. Come on, timeout.
They have all 3 timeouts. What are they doing?
I'll snap the ball with him in the backfield. What are you doing?
What is the
my goodness.
The comedy of errors as the throw goes to the end zone, almost intercepted. Pablo Zamora in the neighborhood.
Everything from the moment they unpacked the pile in the previous play to that near pick of death at the end of the first half was wrong.
Was wrong with a capital
R.
R.
R-O-N-G, wrong.
As 4 wide receivers, 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Johnson will go short. No.
Timeout. There
Timeout
we go.
called by the Hyenas with 6 seconds left.
30 seconds, sorry.
With 30 seconds. Thank you for the correction.
Welcome.
And we'll finally have our first points of the game. Pending.
Pending, yes. Pending. First attempt.
This will be spotted from about the 10. So
at the 10, it'll be a simple 20-yarder, basically a PAT for the righty from the right hash.
And the kick is up, and it is good. So with 27 seconds left, Houston draws first blood with 3 points.
You're watching the SFL On Twitch, it's Saturday Night Rivalry Night. And we've got our first score, Colin, here with 30 seconds to go in the second quarter in Mexico City.
Yep. And the kick is away. Jeffrey Dax will field this one from about his 10. Up the middle he goes. Nice juke move, spin across. Oh, he nearly broke that one open as he gets tackled at his own 40 by the man on special teams for Houston, James Smith.
The stadium exhales all at once as it looked like he had a chance to break that. And as they say, do something special with it, son.
Wilson lines up under center. Remember, Houston elected to kick, and they'll give this one to Ray Bentley, and Bentley charges through the middle of the 49, and here we go with the hurry-up drill.
Mexico City catches him.
And Bentley again.
For nothing.
And they call up time with 3 seconds left.
Oh, they dial up the Hail Mary on this, Colin, or should simply take a knee and talk about it.
Matt Wilson's only thrown for 45 yards.
Did you see that?
Ramos Len reading Matt Wilson the riot act on the sidelines.
What have you done for me lately, Hall of Fame QB?
And we get Hail Mary. Wilson's completed one of 2 successful in SFL
Only
history.
rushing 3 for Houston. Oh, send the 4th on the delay.
Oh, and down he goes. Down he goes. Carter Haley on the sack. And that'll end the first half of play as Houston leads 3-0.
Manuel Sanchez couldn't sustain the block. And we're at halftime.
As we get a look at some of the stats here, time of possession lopsided in favor of Houston. They got an advantage in yards and in rushing. Every category, even turnovers. But yet, it's really their defense that's kept them in it. Those turnovers of Wilson in particular.
Snuffing out 3 drives for the Aztecs.
Wilson has thrown for only 64 yards. Johnson is at 101 as we reach half. B.J. Loveless, 24/7, goes through 3 games. Houston's leading scorer is the kicker. That's right, because they lost to New Orleans 24-12 in week 1, and then 13-24 to Carolina in week 2. So technically that is correct.
Yeah, it's good to be the kicker, right? I mean, you're all every game in and game out, you're putting points on the board. Unless something really wrong happens and you get shut out. But
Wilson having an uncharacteristic off night, but I'll tell you who's been on all night is Jack Brown, making all kinds of tackles on Warren Murray, and
no doubt.
Richard Montague with 38 yards. Receiving leads the way for Mexico City. As we take you back to Estadio Azteca, very pleasing setup.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what a great place. And if you've never been to Mexico City before, make a trip. There's a ton of stuff to see, ton of history, culture, and it is a cosmopolitan city. And I can tell you, if you're looking for sushi, go to the Hotel Nico in the Polanco district. They get fresh fish in every day on the JAL flight from Tokyo.
As a return by Dags up the middle, he cuts inside, breaks off one tackle, and gets tackled at the 29. Man, is he exciting to watch. The SFL, presented by APM Music, is sponsored by APM Music. Bed Central and Fuel. Harry's. And Matt Doyle Designs, the official design partner of the SFL, as Matt Wilson operates out of a quick drop, throws a slant to Richard Montague for close to 10 yards. Tackle made by Tristan Hatley. You know, for being a new signee, Mana Kanaka has played fairly well against the veteran Richard Montague. As it's a 2nd and inches, Wilson over the middle. Oh, Mike Diggs dropped it, but then it's intercepted by Houston. Oh, my, Everett Garrison with what has to be his 3rd pick. I'll have to check. As we get another look at it, this is kind of a weird play. Went off of Diggs' hands twice. Went off of...
Wait, did you say twice? I missed that.
Went off of Diggs' hands twice, then Tristan Hatley's, and then Garrison's look is like, look what I found.
Well, and by the way, Houston seems to be making the 50-yard line their new home.
As the Hyenas have a couple picks of Wilson, that's the 3rd one that Garrison's had. 4 in the year for the Rook as Warren Murray gets stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Well, this is turning into a slugfest, Colin, and Houston at the 50 now has to have the Mexico City faithful a little worried.
Here's split backs in the backfield. Murray gets it again for the 2nd straight carry. This time he moves forward for 2.
Well, Mexico City defense is stoutening up. Is that a word? And you got to wonder about that drama on the Mexico City sideline right before the half, Colin.
You got it.
Ramos getting in the face.
19 carries for 64 yards for Murray with that last carry. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun for Johnson. Changes the play. Takes the snap. Has all day. Over the middle he goes. Complete. And that's a 1st down to Fed.
That's good route running by Houston there. Who was that on the catch, Colin?
That's Joshua Fed, a reserve player.
Yeah, and for a reserve, so Mexico City dropped their linebacker into coverage, and he still finds that gap in the area of responsibility where you'd expect to find a linebacker.
That ball's marked at the 32, 1st and 10. Under 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter play. Houston leading 3-0. Had another interception of Matt Wilson is how they got the ball to this point. And Murray up the middle. And there is my man, the delivery man, Jackson Brown.
He is not running on empty.
Oh, I love that. 2nd down and 10. Here's a look at Brown, the 4th-year veteran. Also runs social media for the Aztecs off the field. As Murray will slice his way forward to the 29 for a pickup of 3, setting up a 3rd and 7. You know, it's interesting. Mexico City is one of the few teams that goes without any contracted defensive linemen, but yet their defense is supremely effective.
Indeed, I did not know that.
Johnson in the gun again. This time he makes his choice. Finds Sim, but Sim can't quite turn the corner as he's 2 yards short of the mark.
Oh. I swear those out routes are like a knife, edgy and dull. Cuts a 6-inch valley through the middle of my skull when they don't run them deep enough.
And Sim's a Hall of Famer. He should know better. Although this is about a 47-ish yard field goal attempt. Snap is low and it's blocked. It's blocked in the air. And the Aztecs will get it on their own 25.
Wow.
A block kick that doesn't result in 6 points. That's something I've never seen.
That was a nasty snap. I don't know if we'll get a look at that, but you could tell the holder had to pick that up off the ground to his right and then try and place it in time, in rhythm, and it's just not going to happen, and here we are.
Quint Wiggins, the long snapper. He'll probably have competition for his job come Monday. And here's the throw to Gale Barrett out of bounds as Wilson now has 4 interceptions and is still under 100 yards passing for today. He's stuck at 77.
You know, I don't know what Houston was expecting on that one, Colin, because they didn't have anybody anywhere near the receiver. And if it had been thrown a little more inbounds, there was room for some yak.
And Wilson will give off to Ray Bentley, and Bentley charging through the middle like a bull in a china shop picks up the first down.
Yeah, you know, Ramos Lynn seeing that Houston may have been scared of or respecting the deep ball and the threat that Wilson represents with his arm on that first play.
6 carries for 39 yards for Bentley.
Calls a running play and picks up the first down.
Wilson operating with 3 wide receivers. Montague in the slot with Barrett as Wilson goes that direction and it's knocked away from Barrett. And there's that man again, Everett Garrison. And look, High Flying Dwarf says, oh look, the futility ball. In that English way.
The futility ball.
2nd and 10 for Wilson. Staring at a blitz from Houston. Let's see if they'll back out of it. He takes the meteor drop back, goes deep down the middle.
There you go.
What a catch by Gale Barrett in front of the rookie.
There you go. That is definitely real football being played right there. Nice play.
He's made a one-handed spinning catch back over his shoulder. SFL director player personnel says, go to bed, Liam. And he's like, leave me alone, Dad, says Liam. Not playing for. It's Wilson uncorks his best throw, and that one was just as good in tight of window. Now when Montague, who now has 6 catches for 62 yards, Wilson is heating up.
Well, you know, Ramos Lynn knows what he's doing. They've got a lot of chemistry together, he and Wilson. And that little pep talk may have helped.
And Wilson will dump this off to Bentley, and Bentley picks up 5 yards on the swing. You know, they don't use him on the pass very often.
Right. But I was going to point out, again, that swing pass, they executed it slightly differently. They threw it a little more inbounds to Bentley, who can yak himself to the goal line many times. And they take advantage of Houston giving him that. Houston's
third wide receiver in the slot as they go 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. It's Barrett by himself. Wilson goes toward Barrett, and he's out of bounds, however. Once again, that out route.
Yeah, and Houston, whether they have 6 or 7 in the box, they are dropping all but 3 or 4 into coverage every time. Expect something more from Bentley here at some point.
3rd and 5. Both teams have struggled heavily on 3rd down as Wilson will throw down the middle of the field, and it's a touchdown. We have our first touchdown of the day, and it belongs to Richard Montague.
And for you Futility Bowl fans, is that the winning score? Who knows? We've got a quarter and 5 minutes to go.
So we get another look at this again. Look, not at the throw, but at the catch.
Wow.
Tristan Hatley goes for Montague's head, but Montague holds on.
Man. And was that ball, was that ball like a little bit like a dying or a sinker? He's got to go down to grab that too.
That appears to be the case.
And the extra point is up and good. So with just under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, your Mexico City Aztecs lead your Houston Hyenas 7-3.
And will that be enough, given that this way the game has gone thus far? Chicago and Baltimore also had no star defensive linemen. Worth noting point from earlier as Josh Fed returns it up to the 25.
Thanks, Colin. I was going to mention, I'll bet there are other teams like that.
Don't forget the Simulation Football League is sponsored by the fine folks at Media Tech Institute. Do what you love and love what you do in MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear, and movement watches. Warren Murray, 22 carries for 57 yards. He's had a tough sledding, but he's been a reliable option. He gets in again for carry number 23, and he gets racked up for no gain.
Strong pursuit there by the Aztecs on the run play, as maybe they're feeding off the offensive production. One of those finally. You know, it's interesting, too. We'll see if that touchdown sort of breaks the mental ice, right? So human emotion obviously plays a big part in this game, and suddenly when you know you're behind, and even when you haven't been doing well, the logjam can sometimes break open.
Johnson throws, and it's a nice pass to Sim out of bounds for 4 yards. Oh, man. Right in front of the swatting Franagawa.
How was that not a pick six?
It would have been a pick six if he'd stuck both hands out there instead of
one.
Shan Varner on stats. He's been plenty busy in the truck in spite of the lack of scoring. 3rd down and 6 for Houston. Quick drop. Dumps this off to Murray. He's got to get there in a hurry, and he cannot. He'll be 2 yards short.
Man.
You know, I gotta hand it to both of these defensive teams. They really have put on a clinic as far as how you operate defensive play calling as far as the SFL goes.
Absolutely, and look at the picks that it's generated in the first half.
And the kick is away. And returned by Jeffrey Daggs up to the 37.
They'll get decent field position, and to build on your point about the defenses, Colin, Houston is a team that doesn't naturally score a lot of points, at least yet at this point in the season. Mexico City does. But here we are in a low-scoring affair deep into the third quarter.
These might be two of the best defensive minds this league has ever seen, Eddie Gage and Ramos Lynn. Squaring off in a chess match as Wilson drops back to throw, goes deep, almost intercepted by Tristan Hatley. Pass intended for K.L. Barrett, who has 3 receptions on 6 targets for a 50% rate. Pretty effective.
Absolutely. We want to welcome in Denver, the service dog, to the booth. Made the trip with us down to Ciudad de Mexico. He's enjoying himself as well. Although he's not sure about the mariachis.
You're welcome, Eddie Gage. As the offsides is called. Free play. Wilson wide open is Mike Daggs, and Daggs goes down to the 35. They'll probably decline the penalty.
Going to go out on a limb on that one. Yes, they will.
Neutral zone infraction, number 90, defense.
As number 90, Willie D, got a little too eager trying to beat the snap count. As Crazy 8's 2000, a.k.a. Dwayne Schindler, says, be brave, Denver.
Be brave. Well, he does like the senoritas, and they like him. So it's actually a bit of a problem when we were out and about earlier today, Colin, as people really want to interact with Denver when he's working, and that's a no-no.
And Bentley slogs his way forward for a pick of 5 yards. Oh, and we got an injury down on the field. Reserve cornerback Alan Ball, slow to get up.
That's our first injury.
It looks like Ball was just blocked down by
the ball game.
by number 80, Misa Hiroshi. And he was slow to get up. Let's hope he's okay.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Bentley again on the carry. Makes a man miss. Has blockers to the outside. Picks up about 6 or 7.
Here comes your Bentley special that we were wondering about in the first half, Colin.
This is about when he gets warmed up. As he makes Carter Haley miss on the outside, and Eddie Gage does just enough to slow him up.
Some good advice in the chat about not drinking the water. Absolutely. We maintain good food hygiene discipline.
As Wilson will throw this out to Barrett. That's his 4th catch, and KL will pick up about 6. No, that's his 7th catch. He's 82 yards and that's his 4th catch for 44 yards. I was looking at Montague's stats. He had 7 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown.
It's a little known fact. I actually used to travel to Mexico City quite a bit in a previous life. Did a lot of business down there. So this is old hat for us.
As Wilson can't hand it off to Bentley, and Chad tackle instead ends up with a sack.
They're lucky that wasn't a turnover right there, as that thing goes haywire right off the bat. Well, Houston says tanks for the break there.
And Dead Knight 57 is intrigued. He says, ooh, what kind of business? Well, we'll get to that after this play. As Wilson pump fakes, goes to the sideline.
Nice.
Barrett diving out of bounds, but the throw was swatted away
by 52.
Rodney Panani.
Yeah.
His 2nd deflection. There, the outside linebacker spotting Cole Varner. The SFL's Legatron, if you will, because he can hit it from 50 plus, and not a lot of people can do it. We'll be on to try this field goal attempt. That'll hold a Rafael Ross Saints. And the kick is on the way. It's good from 33.
Whoa! Nice. So that extends the lead for Mexico City. 10-3, and that's at based on the character of the game up to this point, Colin. That might be an insurmountable lead.
We referenced the Cheez-It Bowl earlier between TCU and Cal.
Right.
And this is like this is like a near copy of
Well, the first half was, I would argue. The second half has been more standard. Recall the Cheez-Its Bowl had, I don't even know, like 72 turnovers or something, and not much scoring. This one has a good amount of turnovers and not much scoring.
Josh Fedra turns it up to 23. You know, we've seen Houston's ability to move the ball on short fields from the 50 onward. They just haven't been able to punch it in.
All right, pressure's
no
on.
fault of their own.
Yeah, pressure's on Houston here. So they have 2 in the backfield.
Warren Murray on the carry, and Murray runs over Jack Brown.
Woo.
There's an update on Alan Ball. Unfortunately, the kid's got a torn hamstring, so he'll be out for a while. But our doctors are magical, so he'll be back next game.
We're predicting an ahead of schedule recovery, which is good.
52.1 quarterback rating for Mr. Johnson with 2 innings, with a couple of picks. Here he gives off to Murray, sweeping wide. Warren's got a good block, and he got a first down.
Mm-hmm. So a little more on that story. I'm a banker, and bank I worked for, we built a wholesale banking operation, which means we lent to and worked with business customers only, not personal or individual customers.
Yassine Clifton does have one catch for 9 yards in case you're interested. Deep drop from Johnson. Out route to the sideline.
There's a first down.
To Sim for the first to the 48.
Here come your hyenas.
Check that. That's number 87. Yeah, that is Clifton. Who am I kidding? He was split out as a wide receiver.
So we were down in Mexico City. We had a bank that could lend both in pesos and dollars, and we were working with customers that had a cross-border business, and it was a lot of fun. Traveled all over, based out of Mexico City, traveled all over Mexico, Southern California, all over the U.S., so a lot of fun.
Yeah, Dax is right. 6 combined interceptions between the two teams as Warren Murray continues his hard grinding day. He picks up another 4 yards. And that's the end of the third quarter. Houston is down by 7. Scores 10-3. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Twitch TV.
Well, 15 minutes to play, and the Hyenas are down by 10, Colin. Down by 10. Down by 7.
Look at Vancouver Legion's comment when we get a second as Murray drags defenders forward. He picks up about 4.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I'm so intrigued by the game. I'm episodic on the chat. You know, there's this tight end, Charlie Northrup, that's pretty decent. I would say never really got a fair shot, although Vancouver gave him a good one, and I enjoyed playing there.
Murray up the middle of third down. He doesn't make it. Jack Brown gets his revenge. Setting up a 4th and 1, and now Adams out for another punt.
Well, the threading of the needle that needs to happen for Houston just gets a little smaller here as they give up possession.
Margin continues to shrink. And they're lining up to go for it. Equivalent of a staring contest. Doesn't work in Houston's favor.
That's a long shot play. Again, reflective of the odds here. That
Although I've seen it work more times this season than I have not.
Yes, you're right. You're right. It has produced a couple of positive results. But even trying it is reflective of the situation. They're down 10, and they need any trick they can pull, any strategy to try and retain possession.
4th and 1.
Ooh.
Adams nearly had that blocked as the runners are coming in.
There's an excellent play pinning Mexico City deep. Now Houston needs to play defense, obviously, and one of the more gratuitously obvious color comments of the night. By the way, the Andy in the Vancouver Legion giving Charlie Northrup a shot is one of the reasons why the beer fridge is always open and available for Andy should he ever swing by our home away from home.
Bentley up the middle. Surges ahead for 5 yards.
Obviously our home is here. Broadcasting for the SFL. It's a privilege and an honor to be asked to do that, isn't it right?
Indeed.
Have a good time doing it.
9 carries for 55 yards for Rays. There's a look at Wilson. He's had an off-caliber day for him, but he's throwing 154. Game total as Ray Bentley dragging defenders past the first down marker for the first down.
And there you see some of the skill from Mexico City offensive line, Colin, as Houston completely jammed the box. And Bentley still gets first down yardage.
There's a look at K.L. Barrett. As Wilson lines up in the shotgun. Back to throw he goes. Slant pass over the middle.
Whoa.
Diving catch by Cale Barrett. In a crowd of people with the greatest of ease.
For you offensive formation junkies, that was old school with just 2 wideouts, 2 halfbacks, if you will. And they end up throwing out of that. Over the middle, unexpected.
As 2nd and 1, over the middle, complete again to Barrett.
Going full on De La Salle, if I was an offensive coordinator, I would just run the same play over and over until they proved they could stop it. And right there, Ramos Lynn gives them a dose of that.
Perfectly high-paced ball. Tristan Hatley on the tackle.
Once from the left, once from the right. Saw Jim Harbaugh do that to a team in Michigan Stadium one time. They ran left tackle, right tackle, all the way down the field, 80 yards, and scored.
Seen him do it when he was a coach too at Indiana a couple of years ago. Throw deep down the middle of the field, knocked away. Everett Garrison forces Cale Barrett to drop that one. He has 6 receptions on 11 targets to go along with that one drop.
That's a good play when Houston needs a good play. They got to string a couple together here to force a punt. Houston is only down by 1 score, but that's a touchdown. And Houston has not, they've dated, but not asked out the end zone yet.
Here's the throw to Montague, and Montague gets out of bounds past the first down marker. His well was
Who was that he shoved?
Stronger than the other.
I'm sorry, I talked over you. Who was that he shoved? Like, get out of my way, I got to make the first down. That was amazing.
Kanaka was probably the guy he knocked down. Uncharacteristic for the Hyenas to be in this position where they could possibly go 0-3, but there's still plenty of time left. Wilson again on the gun, over the middle, complete to Mike Daggs for the first down, pick up about 12.
Oh, man, Wilson and Daggs are going to kill you. If you let them, and they're trying to close this game out here, both burn clock and get a score.
And a score would be a death sentence here if you're Houston.
not be too dramatic, right?
Bentley up the middle for 6.
For sacks.
For 4. For 4. Second and 6.
I thought you said SEX.
No, I said SIX.
Thank you.
Everett Garrison with 3 interceptions today, but as Bentley again takes the carry and will be racked up by Panini and Willie D.
Don't forget about Matt Doyle's Designs, the official graphics partner of the SFL. Get your custom project done. Give them a call. They've really taken the league look and feel up a notch this season, haven't they, Colin?
They have indeed, as Wilson drops back to throw, throws to the sideline, and Cale Barrett runs it 2 yards short of first down.
I'm thinking about getting myself my own personal logo just to get some of that Matt Doyle design mojo going.
And it looks like they're going to send Cole Werner out to try a long one.
Ooh, where are they going to spot this one?
Long snapper for Mexico is number 74.
It's going to be a 59-yarder.
Jonathan Avila.
For the straight ahead, old school. Kick it.
And it is up, and it is good from 49 yards away.
59.
No, they said 49.
Oh, did they say 49? I thought they spotted it at the 49. That is amazing.
And the man with the world's strongest leg, you could have argued he was an MVP candidate last season.
And he doesn't even really take that much of a run up. It's like step kick.
Now it's 13-3 with 5 minutes left.
Step kick.
And he boots this one away. Josh Fed at about 5 yards deep in the end zone, coming out and will be tackled at the 20.
Somebody called me Superfly, and I'm not sure why.
That was Dwayne who called you Superfly.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know why. I don't know what I did or said. Hopefully that wasn't a dig.
29 carries for 85 yards for Warren Murray so far. Good healthy average for him, but Johnson really needs to get things going, and that doesn't help. As a pass intended for Leroy Brown. I had the privilege of playing with Nick Daggs his rookie year in St. Louis before he decided to go south and join his dad and his little brother who came over from London. 2nd and 10. Johnson to Brown. He's got the first down.
That's what they need. By the way, is anybody making book on the possibility of having an all-starting 11 name of the Dag family?
Well, the Kleins, they have a bunch of reserve players with the last name Klein, and they have Optimus Klein, who's on Alaska, so they got a head start on that. As Warren Murray gets a pickup of 1, and you really got to press the pedal here if you're Houston.
Which makes you wonder why they ran the running play. They need chunk plays, and they need 2 drives of chunk plays.
DR Sim, 7 catches for 54 yards.
And in between, they may have to have a Mexico City stop.
Again, they go with the run, and Murray looked like he was going to bust it open, and here comes the hurry up. Same set, Johnson back to throw, has a clean pocket, fires deep. Oh, almost. A nice catch by Leroy Brown, but defenders were there first.
So as lawyers would say, asked and answered. Why aren't they throwing? Well, they're not that good at throwing, apparently.
I'm Colin Northup. He's Rick Northup. Shan Varner's in the truck doing stats. He's been a busy guy all night, calculating all these numbers for us. Just a fantastic job.
We sure appreciate that, too. It's great. Thank you so much.
Johnson will drop back, fire it out, complete to Yassine Clifton. The Aztec 47. 7-step drop, curl pattern, will pick up close to 10. And Johnson, throw one more time, knocked down to stop the clock with 3:49 left.
Wow. Just gets that away for an incomplete to freeze the clock. That could have either been a fumble or a sack. But a heady play. Still 3rd and inches.
Simon after the problem goes, Shan's been eating tacos all night. Truck. 3rd and inches. Johnson knocked away by Alan Powell. Alan Powell's, rather. The guy playing next to Jack Brown got some of his mojo.
One of the reasons that Shan's in the truck doing stats instead of up here in the booth with us is not only does he like to partake of the local fare, but he likes his tacos heavy with beans.
4th and inches. They're lined up to go for a no-brainer this time.
We're gonna
Johnson throws. Sim catches
it.
it.
He got it. Amazing. Haven't seen a gritty play like that hardly at all from Houston, and boy, that was needed.
And this kid's showing why he was rookie of the year last year. He dumps it off, and Murray loses 4.
Who is calling that one?
Pat Hamilton must be secretly calling that one.
Oh, yeah, that's an inside joke for Michigan Mania.
As the throw over the middle, Leroy Brown can't hang it up. Couldn't catch the pass because Jack Brown was in the way.
A little brown on brown violence there.
As Vancouver Legion goes, you mean beans, you mean peanuts. The boiled variety. Apparently that was Shan's favorite, I forgot, from the convention. Anyway, 3rd down and 14. Johnson, clean pocket over the middle to Leroy Brown. And they're not going. Hurry up.
Again. Got the hands thrown in the air by yours truly.
This must be part of the James Franklin playbook.
I don't know.
Stuff.
I don't know. Well, you do need 10 to tie, so take 3 here.
And they do take the 3. As they went relatively quickly, and from 41, it's good.
So they pull within
David
one score.
Griffin makes it 13-6 with 2:40 left.
You know, early in the game, Colin, we saw that bad snap and that blocked field goal. And you said, maybe there's going to be a long snapper competition. But there was a bad snap on a punt, and that last snap on the field goal attempt was a little janky. Might have been onto something there.
And they'll try the onside kick with 2:40 left. And they won't get it. Sets up Mexico City with good position at the Hyena 38.
The Hyenas have a 2-minute warning and 2 timeouts left to work with, but that may not be enough. As Wilson chomps on his gum as he confidently walks up to the line. You know what he's thinking.
You know, the booth is so close to the field I could almost hear him as Bentley kicks the handoff and he picks up 4 yards.
Wilson's thinking, we got this one. I'm just going to put it away. Hyenas obviously have other ideas as 2nd and 6. Sort of has Mexico City on schedule. Houston desperate to make a play here, Colin.
Wilson, 219 yards, but uncharacteristic 4 interceptions and only 1 touchdown.
Right, he was slow on the uptick because he was still under 100, like at halftime.
We reached the Quip 2-minute warning here on Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth fresh and healthy with time vibrations. Brush head refills for $5 and refilled every 3 months. Free shipping for covered for life with free shipping for life. Try for 30 days and support the SFL with the promo code in the scroll below. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL broadcast. Quip, a more wholesome clean. Back on the field, Ray Bentley sets up a 3rd and 2 from the Hyena 29. And Houston calls their 2nd time out of the half. Remember, they burned one early in this quarter because they were trying to game a chicken.
Right, trying to draw them off sides on a 4th and less than 5. They end up having to call a timeout because it doesn't work. And that leaves them shorthanded in the timeout department here.
As Bentley will pick up the 1st down, and he gets smacked around for his troubles. That ought to do it. It would appear. Anyway.
Gonna just about be able to. Hey, a link to Quip showed up in the chat. Thank you so much. Dags83.
As we get a special notice from the league office.
Yes.
Yeah, about your earlier comment about Brown.
Oh, yeah?
It's more like stern warning not to do it again. But
Oh, I got a stern warning. Oh, no. My apologies.
As Mexico City started taking knees.
As they're looking to close it out. Thanks for outing my tongue lashing in public, Colin, too, by the way. That was awesome.
And for something completely different. As we get the kneel down going, you know, Mexico City rebounded from a devastating loss, and while they didn't match their offensive scoring output from the previous 2 ball games, they still managed to be able to grind out a complete team victory. Rather, it's back on the field. It was 4th and 15 following another kneel about the Hyena 25.
As the clock's rolling, and they won't need to take another snap here. And Mexico City's going to notch this one in the win column, Colin.
And as the clock winds down, remember, folks, victory has 1,000 fathers while defeat is an orphan. And Mexico City Aztecs win 13-6. Keeping as the Houston Hyenas have to look at themselves and go, what do we have to do to score more than field goals in a game? They ended up 5 yards short of 100 yards rushing and had 182 through the air, but they were allergic to touchdowns.
Well, their offensive woes continue. They just have not been able to put the points on the board yet this season like they want to and need to.
As we get some highlights of the game, you know. Sorry about last week, folks. We were happy to be back after a week off.
Absolutely. Schedules happen, and sometimes it doesn't allow us to be on the air. We thank you for the opportunity to bring you the game. Hope you enjoyed it.
Special shout out to Shane Varner on stats. You know, the guy has been extremely helpful running the stats team. I know the co-head of stats, Mark Lopez, and Nathan Blake, as well as the broadcast director, Mike Daggs, you know, and the rest of them are always looking for guys to run the stats team. Highlights are finished. And Richard Montague's the play of the game. 8 catches, 95 yards, and almost 12 yards per catch. Congratulations to Miracle Monty.
8 catches, a quiet 8 catches. Some more spectacular, but I didn't. If you'd asked me today, I wouldn't have seen that.
All right, guys. Thanks for attending the game. Have a good night.